Check. Can you guys hear me?
We're good to go.
Let's go. Got some music playing.
What's up, members?
Yeah, here we are. So we've got Jacob Perez, Trucker Dano in the chat right now. Hit us with your questions. I assume.
And as we get some questions rolling in, I got a minute and a half clip from Gabriel that's just very, very funny. It's are you a TradFi guy or are you a crypto guy? And he has just a good breakdowns of the two different. I don't know if we could share this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
I gotta see, make sure I've got your.
Get dressed nicely before I go to my
1
9
second.
to 5.
Now I'm going to screw everything up so me and Josh can hear it. Let me go ahead and refresh this just to make sure we have everything going good. 0 connections. We're waiting for 20. Okay, there we go.
I'm a TradFi guy. I get dressed nicely before I go to my 9 to 5.
I'm a crypto guy. I am jobless.
I'm a TradFi guy. I read books about investing.
I'm a crypto guy. I read Inverse, bruh.
I'm a TradFi guy. I like getting drinks with my friends after work. I'm a crypto guy. My friends are backed by Paradigm. I'm a TradFi guy. I invest responsibly. 1% of my portfolio in emerging markets. I'm a crypto guy. I like to invest with 200,000% of my portfolio. I'm a TradFi guy, and I just deposited a check to my escrow in order to purchase my first home. I'm a crypto guy. I just sent money to Crypto Cobain's escrow account so I can win a bet about the price of imaginary coins. I'm a TradFi guy. I like to opine on how our president's health will impact the markets. I'm a crypto guy. I like to gamble on our president's mental illness. I'm a TradFi guy. Every month, I put a little bit of my paycheck into a high-yield retirement account. I'm a crypto guy. I've got a dog with a hat.
Good stuff there. Gabriel came to popularity wielding a machete, and now he's just branching out all types of stuff there. So, yeah, funny guy. Go check him out, Gabriel Haynes, if you haven't already. What'd you think of that?
I think it's pretty accurate.
Are you a crypto guy or TradFi guy?
I think in between.
Okay.
You really are in between.
I'm in between. Dude.
You're like a crypto guy. You're like a crypto guy stuck in a TradFi guy's body.
Yeah, you put gel in your hair.
Yeah,
that's not a crypto guy.
Man. No,
at all.
I'm clean. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say I fall between that though. I'm definitely betting on presidential election, sure, and the declining mental health of our current one.
I have a little bit of funds on Robinhood that's in the stock market, but almost all of it has some sort of crypto connection, like Tesla or Coinbase, stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm buying stocks in crypto companies.
Hey, there you go. I mean, that's what Ondo is, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Tokenizing treasuries, baby.
Well, real quick, let's jump into it. This is a little bit more of a chill hangout with you guys. We've already got a question in from Jacob Perez. Have you heard anything about the alien meme coin presale? I have heard people talking about this. Real quick, what's your opinion on meme coin presales? We'll start with DZ and then go to Josh.
It is washed. It is over. It is done. That wave lasted for 10 days, if that. And now the wave is over. Now presales basically mean the second everybody gets their tokens, they're dumping it.
Really? Okay. What do you think, Josh?
It's gonna dump.
Yeah.
I think meme coins need to be 100% fair launch, and I think we're starting to transition into that. We're starting to see that. Even Andrew Tate doing like an airdrop to his university holders. So I think there's going to be a new trend shift here. But for the alien meme coin presale, let's look it up. Right, there's probably a ton of hype. Meme coin presale.
Just so you guys know, while he's looking that up, we are going to go over an overview of our portfolios, where we sit with all of our holdings right now, how we're managing them, and going to explain why. I did make a transfer last night. We were pretty heavy Bitcoin, which I've talked about already, and I did make a little bit of a swap into Ethereum last night to prepare for the ETH ETF. I want to talk with you guys. Let us know. Now is the time for you to share your portfolios, the way you're positioning yourself, and kind of what your strategies are going forward. We'll give you comments and feedback on what you're thinking and let you know if it's in line with what we're doing as well. So get those things ready. Hit us with any questions you have. Put your portfolios in there, and then we will go over our overview and kind of give you a little heads up of what's coming for new members content going forward.
And a little update on mine. I'll probably have to reveal most of mine next week, everybody, because I have a lot of my Cardano assets deployed going to work for me. So when I'm going to sleep, I'm earning Cardano or 2 other altcoins or 1 other altcoin that are diminishing in value most of the time. But anyways, I digress. Min Swap has recently upgraded to V2. I just learned that for the first time this morning when I was like, all right, well, let me go into my pools and see what I'm working with. And so everything has migrated. I just wanted to say this. It was super easy. It was like harvest all, migrate all, and it just did it all for me in the background. It collected my liquidity pool rewards. Because I was like, oh man, hopefully I don't mess this up. I collected my rewards. The rewards were in the wallet, migrated everything into the V2 pools. And I'm back to staking. I'm not done yet. I got a couple different wallets, but I got one of my wallets done. So I'm in the process. So if you are staking on MinSwap, go to MinSwap, migrate your pools. Not earning any interest on those old ones.
And welcome in Manawak. He just hopped in here. We got Nate, we got Jacob, we got Trucker Dano. So love having all you guys here, hanging out with you on the member stuff. And we're doing this on Fridays. I think we're going to start rolling out weekly updates from the 3 of us individually. We've got to set up how we're going to get that streamed and how we're going to display the different portfolios. But go ahead, Josh. What you got?
In our portfolio?
Well, no, were you going to look up the alien?
Oh, no, I did it. I did it. I found like nothing on it. It was essentially just it's going to be a pre-sale, guys. I'm going to expect it to get sniped. I'm going to expect it for the insiders to make a lot of money. I'm going to expect it to see a lot of hype and pump up the event, but just see a lot of sell-off and honestly see a huge pullback after that initial ICO day. So
yeah. And
just be cautious. Pre-sales are...
They're gambles. It's a game. I mean, you're gambling. Especially pre-sales, I don't think they really work out that well almost ever. It is just another way to get money for insiders and hype. But meme coins in general, can you use them? Can you make money with them? Can you have fun with them? Yes, but you got to get in, get out quick, generally speaking. And just be careful and just don't. I wouldn't put big investment in it, which is really what we're going to look at here. So, pull up that overview. Let's go over the holdings real quick. Total value, holdings, and what we're thinking of how. Because there's a lot of stuff in here. You guys will see it's a lot of majors. We're going to probably swap some stuff around in the future. But let's go ahead and go over that. A lot of the charts at the top aren't accurate because it's just manually input. So it's not like the cost basis isn't necessarily accurate, but the holdings and the total value is. So
yeah. So I pulled up the allocation chart. It's going to be a lot better.
Yeah.
So this is the allocation chart. Let me, I guess.
Try to use the arrows or something to scoot over. Maybe you can. Yeah, there you go.
No arrows.
No, just move the whole window off.
Yeah, no, I know it's not working.
Not working.
I can just do. There you guys go. You should be able to see that. There you go. So yeah, here you guys go. We've been working. I mean, we've been excited to share this with you guys the entire time. This isn't going to have any of our dust crypto, we like to say. So what that is going to be really anything in the hundreds of dollars. There's also dozens and dozens of wallets that we've had to cipher through and actually be able to connect and see what we have today. So overall, right now, we're sitting at $2.169 million. We are down from roughly about $3 million since the peak, and actually more than that probably, because a lot of those were AI tokens. But we did take profits. This does not include our stable coins.
There's a little bit of stable.
Is there stable? You have your stables in here?
There's some Tether in there, but not a ton.
Well, so there's some Tether in here. We'll probably add the rest of the stables too. But Bitcoin here, Ethereum are obviously the highest allocated positions here, chat. If we pull up the allocation chart, Bitcoin is 40%. This is between all of our portfolios here. So Bitcoin is the dominant factor here. Ethereum sitting at number 2. You could tell that DZ and TJ are in this portfolio as well because of a huge allocation of 10% ADA.
Yeah.
I think we have some Cardano maxis here.
I thought you were going to talk about my 2.7 chain link.
No. What's interesting? The point. Oh man, I can't be on the screen. And okay. I did swap, just so you guys know, last night I did swap about 2 Bitcoin into Ethereum out of this. We were even heavier Bitcoin until recently. I do think we'll get a decent Ethereum pump on the ETF announcement. So we did swap some of that just yesterday, which got our, we're pushing, we're sitting close to 15 Bitcoin, almost 200 ETH there. Probably should have done it a little bit more just to round those numbers out. But yeah, Cardano sitting at 555. So if you're a Gary V guy, his favorite number is 5 there. So we've got 555,000 ADA. And that is one of the positions I'm most interested in rebalancing. I like having almost 1,000 Solana there, but I would like to I see a lot more potential for Solana to move up and close that gap than Cardano moving forward into the future.
Yeah, we should probably put all of it into Ondo.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think this is what you'll see when you're looking at these portfolios is that we're very heavily weighted towards the majors. There's not a lot of low caps in here right now. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think we're missing? What would you how would you guys be positioning this? And I don't know if you want to scroll down.
Number one thing I see missing, Avalanche.
Avalanche. I agree. That's one of the ones I'm looking to roll out of with some of that Cardano. I'm looking at Cardano, and if you look at Avalanche and Cardano on CoinMarketCap, the market caps in general that they have, I think there's more potential with Avalanche to close that gap than there is for Cardano to move up when you're looking at total market cap. But and I think Josh mentioned it. There's not a ton. There's Ondo in there, but we could use Aerodrome, like we talked about earlier today, could go up a little bit more. There's definitely things that could increase. So.
Well, I got one more too. I want to hear, what do you think is missing?
Out of this portfolio, well, I think so. What I want to point out first is I follow that 50-25-25 rule pretty much to a T. This kind of falls suit with that, right? You have 50% into your blue chip altcoins. It's Bitcoin, ETH. You consider that maybe Solana and ADA. I think ADA has kind of fallen down into it is a blue chip, but I would put it in the large cap category now. I think there's going to be Solanas and Chainlinks that outperform it. So that's kind of that transition there. But then I think it's pretty allocated pretty well. I mean, the story here is to show you guys that, we follow suit to what we have. The goal here is we're not, when we talk about Velodrome or Aerodrome, these are never massive parts of our portfolio. C-Swap's probably too much. I have a massive bag of that. But of course, I'm bullish on Chainlink, C-Swap, and I do hold a tiny bit of XSwap as well. And then I think it's funny, USD 1.8%, which that actually is going to be higher too as we connect the USDC to it. But, the overall, I think, the weight of this portfolio is good. I think you want to see Bitcoin maybe come down a little bit and Ethereum come down a little bit and get a couple other larger caps in there. So maybe have an increase in Sol and a little bit of a link. Also maybe intertwine maybe some Uncoin or something in that portfolio.
What do you feel about Near?
Yep.
Do you have a fear to add Near?
So Near and Render, I would actually add to the position.
Okay.
But I'm waiting specifically for the ASI merger. I think that's going to be one more buy the rumor, sell the news event. And I think the next wave for AI is, and this is my perspective, is going to be Q1 of next year with the new earnings reports from I think Q4 sales this year are going to dominate because of the integrations of all the AI. And then the Sora, which is text to video, which is, you guys have been seeing on Twitter. It's insane. So as soon as that goes public, holy smokes, I think it's going to be another spark demand.
That's my prediction as well. That will be the next AI catalyst when you start seeing really, really awesome Pikachu versus Darth Vader within a Ninja Turtles episode. Stuff like that is just going to blow people's minds. Then we'll get another AI bull run.
Yeah, yes. I have a couple of my thoughts. I know I'd sent them to you guys before. BTC, ETH, and Link, we've already got in there. Solana, Rune, but ones I would like to add more of: Avalanche, Injective, Dot, Atom, Near, as you guys already mentioned, Ondo, Render. I'm looking at Fetch, which is ASI, and potentially Pendle to add in there.
Pendle, I don't hate Pendle either.
Yeah,
I definitely, and I would probably add some Bitcoin layer too. So I know I'm exposed to stacks here. It used to be it was $20,000 at the peak of this. This thing did a 6x for us. So that thing's became pretty dominant. One I'm probably going to allocate out of, and unfortunately I might just bite the bullet on, is going to be Polygon Matic. This used to be $40,000. I bought it at 2 cents originally. That was one of my first cryptos ever bought. A dollar cost average of 2021. And then recently when it went up to $2, it was, worth roughly, actually not $2. What was the peak of it? 220,
I'll pull it up right now.
There was a massive gain in 2020, but Polygon Matic has not gone back to those levels. So still holding on to that bag. Unfortunately, I do think it will do a 2 to 3x. I think you can get back up to $1.20.
It was a hair under 3.
A hair under 3, yes. I remember the portfolio. I remember looking at it holy smokes.
I was thinking 3, but I was like, that's Cardano 309. But no, they both hit right around 3. Within 10 cents of $3.
So that, I don't know your guys' thoughts on this, but I think Polygon Matic's not a bad product to hold. I think around 50 cents is a great area to DCA. Again, I just think you're looking at a 2 to 3x for that this cycle because there's so many more layer 2s out there.
All right, we got Manawak. He threw up his portfolio: 23% Bitcoin, 10% Arrow. I can only imagine when Arrow was $2. Arrow was what, 30% of his portfolio?
Yeah.
10% Render and Near, 5% ICP Matic. He said Render, 3% BNB, Dot, 2% Sol, Stacks, Quant, another 10. Figure out the rest there. I think that maybe the Arrow is you need ETH. That's my takeaway. You need some.
Yeah, I like how he puts another 10 cryptos. We're the same way. We have you have a lot of those cryptos that are they might end up being worth $2 to $3 grand, but they're worth $600-700 right now. You know, it just is what I'm moving out of my
So
Bitcoin to swap.
if I would add one, I would add ETH. Is that what you would say as well?
I would always have ETH. Yeah.
There's also no Chainlink.
I really think, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens when the ETH ETF launches. I mean, the Bitcoin one was so hyped up that it definitely was priced in. I feel like the Ethereum one hasn't been nearly as hyped, hasn't been priced in as much. I could be wrong. We'll see. It's supposed to launch, I think most likely next week at this point. So that's why I went ahead and swapped some of the Bitcoin in there. I could see Ethereum start to close the gap on Bitcoin, which would kind of precede alt season in a lot of different ways. That's why I started to make some of those adjustments. But all in all, I really do think we're going to see alt season start to come, and then we slowly. What we'll do, if you've got the total there, we'll slowly start moving out of Bitcoin, out of these majors, Bitcoin and Ethereum, into other lower cap things. I don't think we're at that level yet to where it makes sense to allocate out of Bitcoin and Ethereum, because those always do lead the charge. But that's why I'm really looking at that Cardano. Like, I know Cardano can move. I know it can, if say it's sitting at 40 cents right now, like I know it can hit, it can get up above $1, $2, $3, $4 in this cycle. It's just a matter of when, and will it be late? Will it be March, April, May? And what will happen in the meantime? So over the next, let's say between now and the end of the year, I'm planning to stay mostly in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and potentially some other majors like Near, Avalanche that we've already mentioned, and then start slowly cutting off 10K pieces to put into lower cap things that hopefully, like for example, Aerodrome, like you just mentioned. I know Manuel, I can't remember the exact price he got it at, but I know it was very low. He's mentioned it a few times. You take $5,000, put it into a low cap, watch that 5,000 turn into 50, and then you roll that back up into a major towards the end of the cycle, or maybe cash some of that out. So that's the overall strategy I'm looking at. I've got a few other portfolios coming in if you guys want to read those
like
off.
This one, Sid, 30% Bitcoin, 20% ETH, 10% Solana and Arrow, 5% Ondo, 25% and some random projects right there. Actually, this is a pretty solid portfolio right here. I mean, we're kind of saying the same coins. You don't have much L2, do you? Much ETH L. No, you got Velo.
Yeah.
Okay, you got Arrow. I guess that's kind of a play. But as far as the actual L2s themselves, maybe that's fine though.
Yeah, and he's asking Sid Doctor.
Oh yeah, Matic.
I'm considering moving BTC and ETH into altcoins over the next 3 to 4 months. Is that the right move? What signs should I look for to make that decision? So yes, that's in line with what I'm thinking as well. The timing, what you're going to have to look for are key levels for Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin breaking all-time highs? October, November, December? Are we still in January? But generally speaking, when you see Bitcoin in price discovery mode, when you see Ethereum in price discovery mode, that's when the euphoria is coming up. Usually you see alts do the best after they cool off a little bit, but you don't want to be waiting to get your positions until then. So I really am looking to move more into lower caps, in Q4 of this year, because I think that's when we're going to see, really good rips, probably more on the latter half, November, December. But you're looking for key levels in Bitcoin. You're looking for rate cuts coming in September. A lot of the stuff we talk about on the main show, you're looking for more bullish sentiment from private companies and institutions, but all of those things, seem to be, rallying pretty well. More certainty on elections and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think 3 to 4 months to make those moves. That's almost exactly right. Might be a little fast if 3 months. I mean, 4 months. That's perfect. That's October, November. That's when I would be. That's exactly what I'm looking to do as well.
Here's the ETH Bitcoin trading pair here. You can see when ETH overperforms against Bitcoin. It's usually a bit after the halving. So right here, it happened about 40 days. Oh, sorry, no, 40 bars. These are weekly bars. 250 days after the halving. That's when ETH started to overperform. Cycle after that, 2020, you were looking at 300 days before it really had a parabolic move. This is a while. And then, of course, we had one around April 19th. If you look here, let's just say around 250 days. That would give us a December mega pump for ETH.
There you go. So that's right. That's right in line with what we were thinking there. So December for ETH to really close that gap on Bitcoin. I do think, again, we're running a little bit ahead of schedule, both for Bitcoin and Ethereum with the ETFs coming in. So I think that it's right at that point right now to break out and close that gap a little bit. So I think the ETH ETF could do that, which is why I went ahead and moved some of that over. It may have been premature, but I've been watching a lot the action of Bitcoin and Ethereum together. It really isn't much different. I mean, if you're looking at the weekly, Bitcoin's up 3% on the week. Ethereum's up 5.5. So it's starting to close that gap, close that direction. Obviously, there's a lot of other altcoins that have done well. TIA, Optimism. Now they got hammered first, and so that's why you got to be careful moving too much into lower cap altcoins until you have more confirmation on the market. It's a little risky for me doing it when we're below 64. Like when we were sitting at 63, 64, I was feeling great about it. But the more we kind of range in the below 58, the more concerned I get. 55 has held. We're holding that 55 to 58 range. That's great, but it's not the strongest support. We lose 55. We're talking 40s, 48, 45, 42. And if we go down that far, I'm not worried about it overall for Bitcoin, but you don't want to be over allocated to altcoins when Bitcoin makes a 20, 30% drop.
Because in those scary periods, the Bitcoin drop of 20% means your altcoin could be literally 80%.
Yeah.
Probably 30, 40%, but it could be like 70, 80%. It can get really scary very quickly there. I might go ahead and DCA. I do want some more Ondo, kind of looking at this portfolio. There's some pretty strong projects here. What would you, chat, what do you think? What do you two think? What's the DCA move if it was you today?
Well, I want to get this Ondo bag up to at least 6 figures.
You're adding more to Ondo.
Ondo for sure. I mean, that just
technically
hands
it's
down.
under $1 right now.
I think at dollar cost averaging here between now and 90 cents is great entry points. Enzyme's actually up since we actually first picked that up. It's another tokenization
What about
play.
buying the dip on Arrow?
Arrow. Oh, Aerodrome and Velodrome, surprisingly, actually the lowest ones right now. They've taken a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
Since the top of the market here, but Aerodrome I want to add to heavily. Velodrome, maybe not necessarily. That's going to be more of like I just want it because it's the moon bag there. Aerodrome's the one we're all clearly way more bullish on in sense of base, but Optimism's still really, really bullish. Velodrome Finance is the one that is behind Aerodrome Finance. I still expect it to follow there pretty well. But I definitely want to pick up a lot more. I just
bought more Arrow.
More Arrow.
All right.
Yeah. Let's freaking go.
Live
Four markets here. You can see that
$2.
Four markets is on here as well. So I have a lot. I'm heavily exposed to tokenization. Already swap here down to $3,000. This was worth like again. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin DeFi. I think it'll come back. XRP, I think I'm just gonna sell. I mean, it just sits in my Exum wallet. I really never am gonna do shit with it. So
yeah, it's funny. I mean, I know the traditional advice is to DCA. I will say I'm not the best at DCAing. I usually just yeet in whenever I feel like it and then move it around. So it's like I probably, when I do start to balance some of these portfolios, it's not going to be DC. I'll just I'll take one Bitcoin and put it into Avalanche. I'll take another Bitcoin
it's also like when if Bitcoin goes to 72K, we're taking profits and reallocating the portfolio. Not like, well, I guess you are taking profits on Bitcoin. So you'd be selling Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I've been all in on crypto for such a long time. I don't really have dollars to DCA. I pretty much only get paid in crypto or buying crypto. So there really is no new dollars for me to DCA. All I can do is balance my portfolio. And anytime I get crypto, I build up my Bitcoin stack. And then when it's time, I take the Bitcoin and put it into alts. So right now, like you said, we're really heavy. I think, was it 15 Bitcoin sitting there? How much?
And it will drop a little bit. We're at almost 15. Yeah, 14.87. It'll drop by 0.5 for sure because I'm going to sell off half a Bitcoin for my wedding and everything. I have to pay for this. I got so much.
You know what I had to pay for? I had to pay for the photographer. I'm paying today, actually. So I had to sell some ETH yesterday.
Yeah, sell
Didn't want to
ETH,
do it, but sometimes we're not immortal beings. We're not vampires. Sometimes we have to sell our Bitcoin and ETH as much as we love it.
Between the Tesla, the honeymoon, and some wedding costs, I'll be like it'll be over 50K. So I gotta I'm like, all right, okay, that's gonna hit the bank account. I gotta take some profits.
Yeah, if you're I know you're paying. I'm also planning the wedding and putting the deposits down, and it's like, oh yeah, we got another payment. So I feel your pain, man.
So what you're saying is the number one sucker of crypto is spouses.
It's the member stream. We could say it.
Bills. Yes. It's members only. Yeah. No, I'm excited for it. Italy, I wanted to spend like 10 grand on my honeymoon.
Yeah.
Then I realized that's impossible in today's economy. So that is like 10 grand is almost not even enough for the ticket. Like when we're not flying first class or anything. Flying regular econ and some premium economy. That's literally it. Like,
so you're not like traveling via the sea on a banana dinghy.
No, well, and I'm like,
that's
really
free.
No, it's like it's Delta. We fly, but like I'm very picky. I have to fly nonstop. Like I hate flying. Like, it's so aggravating to have a stop and have a 12-hour layover and do all that. So I will pay. I would rather fly economy and spend $3,000 more on a ticket than pay for premium economy or business class and have stops. Yeah. And like I'll do that every single day. So I'm cheap. I'm just a cheap person that likes efficiency.
Yeah, Ray says, congrats on the wedding, guys. We also, I don't know if you noticed earlier, Josh, a couple other people in the chat mentioned they had honeymoons in Italy, said it's great.
I'm excited.
Manawak says you're staying in Jekyll Island for 10K. That's funny. I will say Jekyll Island is a fun place to stay, especially if you've read The Creature from Jekyll Island. You can go. I have stayed at that hotel where the Federal Reserve was born, where they had the meeting to have that conversation.
What are your thoughts on the Titanic sinking, since this is the membership stream? Were there people, purposely not at that meeting?
I have heard that. And it would not be out if you consider everything we've seen in the world today. I would not.
3 of them.
I would not rule that out. Some of the biggest,
the most vocal critics of a Fed Reserve were on the Titanic.
Yep.
And the people who were against, so the people against it were on the Titanic. The people for it were also on the Titanic. The people for it suddenly just didn't get on the ship.
Yeah, last minute cancellation of their travels on that boat. I don't think, I'd say that's some pretty interesting coincidence, I would say.
And it's connected to the Red Shield family too, if you really want to start.
Yeah, I'm not staying at Jekyll Island. I would love to, though, for the history. No, we're going to be on the Armani Coast, and we're doing Rome. So it's beautiful. One of the hotels looks right over the Coliseum.
You're going to go to the Coliseum? All right. Is it filled with water like in the Gladiator 2 movie?
No, I wish. You know, they used to actually fill it with water?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Isn't that cool? That is so cool. History's so freaking cool.
I didn't get a chance to do this, but I would say, Josh, I've heard very good things about if you do the tour, make sure you get the one that takes you into the catacombs, the underground part. Yeah. We did it. I did it without the tour. We just kind of walked around and did it ourselves. It's still very cool to see it, but I've heard going down into the middle and underneath is pretty epic.
We have, I think it's Ray. Hey, they were just lucky that they canceled. Not as lucky as Larry. Don't look at that too closely.
Well, guys, that's what we got for you today. That is our 2 points, almost $2 million portfolio. And
don't worry, guys, once I add my 2.7 chain link, we're skyrocketing.
It's skyrocketing.
That thing is going up.
And there will be some shifts and everything that you guys will integrate. So we'll integrate some more. I think there's I don't know if we'll add the dust wallets. It's just, maybe if they start getting past, we'll make like a limit. It has to hit like $3,000 portfolio or something.
Do you have any AGIX?
AGIX? I don't have any. I have zero.
You're out of ASI.
AI. I sold every single AI and DeepIn project in March.
Nice.
Every single one.
There is still a little bit in some of the portfolios I manage. It's not, I don't think I put it in there because it wasn't a significant amount.
It's not connected.
So there's still several holdings under $5,000 that I didn't necessarily plug in, but like Josh and DZ both mentioned, we'll start displaying more and more of this information. We love having these conversations with you guys, talking through your portfolios, and that's what these member streams are mostly going to be focused around, is portfolio management, what moves we're making, when we're making them. They may not be we'll always do this one on Friday for all the members, but as far as when we make the moves, the idea will be to get out a member update as soon as possible so you can follow along with all of the different moves that we're making in our portfolio.
So do we not have any Doge either? I have a little bit on Robinhood.
I don't have, by the way, there's no meme coins added to the portfolio because
Doge could be, I would say, added to it.
I think you put like Pepe and Brett and stuff. I'm just saying I don't have those MetaMasks because they're not connected to this.
I don't self custody.
Also, it'd be really outweighed because chat, this, I have 8% or 9% of the Duke supply. So it would over allocate it, but that's all community owned. So I don't want to connect it because that's for the community.
That's not your
that's being burnt.
Yours.
It's liquidity. So it would offset the portfolio, and that's where all my meme coins are. So I don't know. I think we can add Doge or something, because then it would just put $600,000, $800,000 on the portfolio, and we'd be Discover Crypto's allocated to meme coins.
I wouldn't really go past Doge and Sheeb. I wouldn't add a Brad, a Andy, a Kulo, none of that stuff.
You don't like Boys Club?
No, I think we should add anything we hold. That's the whole point. And if it's over allocated, that's what people want to see. And if we adjust it, that's what they're going to want to track and see. So
but I don't want to because I think 3% of your portfolio shouldn't be allocated meme coins. I don't want we can do it. Let's just do it. It'll make the number look good, but I'm not. That's not our money. It's
no, not the Duke stuff. I'm not talking about Duke. I'm talking about if you hold Snack or Bread or any meme coin, when you buy it, talk about it. When it pumps, talk about it. When we take the profits, talk about it. That's all.
I have almost none. I'm actually just curious how much Doge I do.
I'm down to add it.
The Doge. Oh, actually, I have more than I thought. 3,000 of them.
Okay. Yeah, Manowalk says I have Doge, Bonk, Pepe, Brett, but very little. Yeah, same thing. I don't think I have any meme coins for the most part, other than maybe some Duke. So
what? fucking go.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You got to support your friends. You got to support crypto, use case education. People, it's fun. You got to have some fun with it sometimes. So I love, who doesn't like to gamble every once in a while? So generally speaking, I'm trying to manage the portfolios as responsibly as possible. But you got to take some shots every once in a while. And I do think, there's times to do it with meme coins. But for the most part, as you'll see on those portfolios, it's pretty much Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, Solana, Link, and then it goes down a little bit from there.
Yeah,
so.
and we still hold all of the projects we've been like Trueflation. This just got airdropped to me today. I have probably like another $160,000 in Axon over the 12-year vested schedule. So I just got that That's once a month. This gets deposited. But DeSci is almost out. Then we have Velodrome, Aerodrome, Swarm, Swap. And we'll add some more to it.
Cool.
Guys. Do it.
All right, looking forward to it. We'll reveal our strats.
All right. We'll see you guys over the week. I guess 7 p.m. video tonight from DZ, and then we'll have some,
ETH price prediction 2024. Buckle up.
There you go. All right. See you guys next time.
Woo!